What's up guys, it's the Red Eyes Duelist, and today I'm going to show you my Grand Maju Da Eiza deck profile. It's a really good rogue deck, and it can catch your opponent off guard with all the crazy things it could do. So without further ado, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started. Put this aside right here. And first, we get started with the main boss monster. 3 Grand Maju Da Eizas. It's super rare. It's the Heart and Soul. Well, it's kind of one of your main win cons. So, and you can make this girl really strong, like with all the banishing you do in this deck. So that's pretty cool. And it can OTK right away if your opponent doesn't stop it. Alright, next. I like to play 3 Necrofaces. Like you usually banish this card to banish. I think you banish like 5 off your. Yeah, 5. You use its banishing effect and banish like 5 cards from your deck and your opponent. And sometimes you'll banish another one of another Necroface, and that's another 5 cards you banish from your opponent. And sometimes that could be kind of devastating to an opponent's deck. And sometimes they scoop. And its other effect is if you're running really low on cards, like if you banish almost your entire deck, this guy could bring them back and get pretty strong. So that's another use for him. Alright, next. 3 Gizmek Orochis, the Sky Slasher. This guy's pretty good. Like you could summon this guy on your opponent's turn, and then let's say it's your turn, and you could use its other effect to destroy a card. So it's just a good extender and a good. I guess you could pop a card on your opponent's side of the field too, and it gets your Grand Maju stronger. Next. 3 Eater of Millions. This guy is just a good boss monster too. Like you could banish your entire extra deck if you have to, if you have a Grand Maju in your hand, or it's a good monster removal for, like, let's say your opponent has a problematic monster. This is a good card to get rid of it. Next. 3 Battle Faders. Now this guy's really good. Like it could be a lifesaver. Like it protects your life points, and you can use it with a strategy with let's say you give your opponent a kaiju. Your kaijus are pretty strong. Like you give him this, and you could attack into it to activate your Infernal Tempest, banishing all your opponent's monsters and yours. So that's another. He's a really good card in this deck. Next, the Kaijus. 2 Thunder Kings and 2 Jaru, the Star Destroying Kaiju. I think 2/2 is good. Get rid of problematic monsters, and you could attack into it with a weak monster and activate Infernal Tempest. Next, the spells. 3 Pot of Desires. Good draw engine, and it gets your Grand Maju really strong. So even if they Ash Blossom it, you still get a bonus effect. Next, 3 Pot of Extravagance. Again, good draw card, but it can conflict with the other draw engines in here. But it's a really, you banish cards from your extra deck, getting your Grand Maju strong. Next, 3 Infernal Tempest. This card's really good. It wins games. You take 3,000 or more and you activate it. Next, Soul Absorption. Now this card, this is a game change. It could win you games too, because like you get so much life points that either you win in time or your opponent. It's crazy. Your opponent has a hard time trying to get your life points down. With all the banishing you do on this deck, like you reach crazy amounts of life points. Next, Allure of Darkness, 3 of them. Good draw engine, and you could just banish Necroface and you activate its effect. And if you have Soul Absorption, you gain life points too. Oops, I accidentally got the other card. So 3 of those. Next, 3 Cosmic Cyclones, because you banish. Banishing is always good in this deck, and banishing is the best form of removal. Next, 3 Kaiju Slumbers. Sometimes it comes in handy, sometimes you banish all your Kaiju, so it's a hit or miss with this card. You could take it out if you want, but I kinda like it. The only card that isn't max rarity is my Gold Sark. Couldn't find a secret rare, but this is a good card. You use it to banish your Necroface. Next, the extra deck. We got 2 Link Karibos. I would bump it up to 3, but I would bump it up to 3. You never really actually no, I wouldn't even bump it up. You don't really use this card. I never really go into it, but it's a good card. You could use it sometimes. Next, 3 Relinquish Anima. Really good card in this deck. You give your opponent the Kaiju and you take it. But this card, so that's a good card. And this, I just threw it in here. What I was thinking with this card, if you could somehow make it, and you have a dark, you could somehow, if you could get Necroface equipped to another dark or something, you use Cosmic Cyclone, pop it, or banish it, and yeah, activate its effect. If you could somehow pull it off. The extra deck isn't really that important. You usually banish everything. Next, 3 Salamangreat Almirage. I never really went into this card, but you could probably find some use for it. These cards don't really matter, to be honest. 3 Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Servers, number 39, and Nightmare Unicorn. And that completes the 15 card extra deck. And that's my profile, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.